So, you want to bring back dinosaurs. You know what you're going to need for that? You're going to need dino DNA. Do you know how to get dino DNA? Well, let me show you. So if you come over here, Mr. Mapbot, do you happen to see this little funny thing? Yes, give it to me. Um, Now, open this chest. There will be this item called plaster. It may look like paper, but it's not, and it's far more valuable. Not valuable enough to do a money spread, though. Now come with me, Mr. Map Abortions. We're gonna go on a journey. Now, do you see this wonderful cave system here? When mining, you may eventually stumble across these things. Now, don't do what Mapbot just did. Instead, pull out your plaster. Right-click the fossils, and then you can mine them safely. Now, another thing you might come across while mining may be amber, Cenozoic shards, or frozen shards. Go ahead and mine them, Mapbot. When you mine the Cenozoic shards, you'll get frozen leeches. When you mine the amber, you'll get either a mosquito in amber or an aphid in amber. Each one of these does a different thing. Now, if you come with me, once you successfully mine all your fossils, amber, sea lamprey, or leeches, there's a lot of things you can mine. Uh, you have to take it to your laboratory on your site B, C, E, F, G, whatever site you have designated. So once you get here, you're going to have to take these fossils that you mined, right? You're going to take a water bucket too, and you're going to put them in a cleaning station. And eventually, the fossils will clean. So as you can see here, it cleaned, and now I have a Stegosaurus thagomizer. Once it does that, you're going to put it inside the fossil grinder, where it will grind the fossil. If you didn't know what the fossil grinder did, then I honestly don't know what to do with you. Now, most of your gains from the fossil grinder will most likely end up being flint or bone meal. You can occasionally get something called soft tissue. Now, when you get soft tissue, you get to do something a bit funny. Thank you. You're so kind. So you're gonna craft one of these storage disks, and you're gonna put them in the DNA sequencer. I suck. And those will um, put the DNA you got. Valid. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman. It was required. As you can see here, it will slowly but surely do its job. Now, if you happen to have recovered any amber or sea lampreys, you can put that in this little device over here called the DNA extractor. You'll take a storage disk, put it in there, and then put the mosquito in amber, the aphid in amber, the sea lamprey, or the frozen leech inside that DNA extractor. And it will slowly extract the DNA. Cameraman, can you deal with Mapbot? Now, tickle me funny if I'm wrong, but sometimes Mapbot sounds like Science Rex. Okay, as you can see here, our Stegosaurus analyzing is done, right? Now you're going to take these discs and you're going to put them inside the DNA combinator. And once you put them inside the DNA combinator, it will start combining the, the two discs, but they have to be of the same species. Now, here's the unfortunate thing. You're gonna need a lot, which is why you're probably gonna want this amber here. Because once this amber is extracted, you get a very high percentage um, DNA code. You need a 100% code in order to make a dinosaur. Now, you're gonna keep combining discs of the animal you're trying to bring back until it's 100%. See, we have a 39% now. We're gonna combine it with this little guy to create, is that a 32? To create an almost a 100%. What does this thing want? Thank you, cameraman. You're doing God's work out here.
I'm stuck in the back room. Okay.
So once you finish your disc combining, you may need to combine them one more time. You need to get these discs to 100%. If you do not get them to 100%, then there's no point in using them. Because you cannot use them at 100%. You can only use them once they're 100. Anything below 100, even 99, is not usable. Hi, Mr. Velociraptor. And yes, it is a Mister. It has the male skin on.
But Duskweasel, what about hybrids?
What did you say? Get him out of my lap. See? Now this Stegosaurus is at 100%. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna put this 100%. Thought I heard a noise. Cameraman, smite this guy.
Wait. Hang on. Oh.
Anyways, so, um, now, once you get your disc, you're going to take your 100%, take a test tube, and you're gonna have to do something interesting. You're gonna have to take a bottle of water, right? Just take a glass bottle, dip it in water, and then put it in a furnace and smelt it. Once you do that, you will get a DNA nucleotides. Then you have to put it in the machine, the DNA synthesizer, and then it will start putting the DNA of your dinosaur inside a test tube. If you want to know how to craft all these, do the research yourself. I'm not teaching you how to craft these. I'm only teaching you the recipe to make dinos. Yeah, go cry. Now, another thing you're gonna need in this very long process is a syringe and a petri dish. Though, once again, this is a petri dish. This is a syringe. You're gonna put them inside the embryonic machine. And once you get that Stegosaurus DNA, or whatever dinosaur you're doing, bingo, dino DNA. You're going to put it inside the embryonic machine along with the empty syringe and petri dish. And it will give you your dino, mammal, or marine reptile inside a syringe. Now, this is where this differs, okay? If you have a dinosaur or anything, thank you. This is the only good thing you've done so far. If you have anything like a dinosaur or a bird, anything that would lay an egg, right? Not reptiles. Don't count reptiles. Only dinosaurs and birds like Titanus. You're going to have to put them in this machine, the embryo calcification machine. You're going to put the syringe and a egg, right? And it will inject the syringe full of your dino into an egg. Boom, you'll get an egg. Now, this differs heavily. If you have, let's say, a mammal like a mammoth in a syringe, or even a mosasaurus in a syringe, right? These two guys. If you have these two in syringes, anything like a mammal or a marine animal, well, I'll show you what to do over here. Once you get those, you'll have to make these things called cultivators. These are only needed for mammals and marine animals. You'll just put the syringe of the mosasaurus or whatever marine animal, and then the syringe of the mammal or uh, whatever mammal you have into the cultivators. Then you're going to need 2 buckets of water for each cultivator. So you'll put 1 bucket in, then another bucket in, and then for the other cultivator, 1 bucket in, another bucket in, until it's full of with water. Then you're gonna need things like maybe milk or food. I'm just gonna use like we'll use cooked meat as this example for the nutrients. But you can use milk, and I believe yeah, but the cooked meat, for example, only works on animals that are carnivorous. For mammals that aren't carnivorous, you're gonna need milk, and boy, are you gonna need a lot of it. Actually, let's test a theory. Oh, you can use some meat for mammals.
This Mosasaurus
See?
is getting pretty large.
Now, while we're waiting here, we're gonna ignore the fact that these models like spontaneously changed. So you're gonna put your dinosaur inside an incubator. Your dino egg will go inside an incubator. Then you're gonna need this thing called peat moss. You can find peat within swamps, and if you get enough of it, you can create peat moss. Now, I'm hoping that the cameraman is currently inside the incubator so he can see. You'll see these, yeah, those metal bars. Um, they control what gender your animal will be. And yes, that actually does matter. uh, if you want them to look a certain way, then you need to have the gender look a certain way. If I remember correctly, the far left will come out as female, the far right will come out as male. If you put it in the middle, it'll be random. Now, this will take a long time, but once your animal hatches, you'll get a hatched egg from the incubator, and then you can place it down and it will hatch a baby dinosaur. Now, if you have something like a mammal or a marine animal, you once they're finished gestating, you'll get a gestated mosasaurus or whatever marine animal, and a gestated mammoth or whatever mammal you have in the cultivator. Once you place those down, they will be born instantly, just like the hatched eggs. Now that is the entire, well, yeah, that's the entire dinosaur bringing back to life sequence. I hated that.